What's up everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. The topic of today's video is a weapon that honestly most people kind of forget exists, except when we talk about healing options in the game, and that is the Sancti Magistar. But what's changed to suddenly want to revisit this weapon? Well, it's a combination of a number of things. A while ago it got an Incarnon, then we got some new melee arcanes and also the melee slam changes. Put the three of these together and well, you have a recipe for some complete silliness. The basic premise of this build, well, how about an infinite 12 times combo slam heavy attack, which heals you for your entire health every slam, not to mention every ally within 15 meters. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to mention that slam range is literally 20 meters. I think that just about covers it. Yeah, it's a little bit silly, so let's dive into how we're setting up the madness. Let's start by talking about all the parts that make the build, beginning with the Incarnon. The Incarnon parts we're interested in are the damage and initial combo from the transform, melee attack speed from the first slot, slam range from the second, and crit chance and damage from the third. The slam range here is absolutely crucial, literally doubles our slam range out to that absolutely absurd 20 meters. The others do help the build, but the slam range is by far the most crucial. Then we have melee crescendo, which on finisher kill will add a permanent 6 combo to your combo counter. That's pretty nice, right? Well, what if I tell you the non-heavy slam attack from the Sancti Magistar knocks enemies down and opens them up to ground finishes? Well, that's now finishes on demand from the weapon. Not to mention that you can also use other methods of finishes, Fatal Teleport, Inaros Pocket Sand, or even the Incarnon Bronco. Lots of options here to stack you up to that magic 12x. Build wise, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and that is recommend getting a ribbon for this thing. While there is a non-ribbon build and I am going to show it, it is basically only usable on Kullervo or Varuna due to their inbuilt heavy efficiency. Unfortunately, the arcane isn't really that good of an arcane without a lot of heavy efficiency, and that really does push down the ribbon route, mostly because of the kind of poor options we've got for heavy efficiency mods in the game currently. The build for the non-ribbon though is double umbral for damage and crit chance, blood rush is going to work with crescendo for more crit chance, focus energy to work with the heavy efficiency of the 2 frames to allow us to properly take advantage of the 12 times combo, amalgam organ shatter for crit damage, seismic wave for slam damage, killing blow for heavy attack damage, and condition overload to work with a sentinel weapon built to proc as much status as possible, or the Panzer Cat to do increased damage. Riven to build isn't that much different. On the Riven you're really wanting to get as close to the 90% heavy efficiency cap as possible, as well as having other good stats. Personally, I have efficiency and crit chance, but crit damage or damage also works too. It's important to note though that range does nothing to the slam, so while that might appear to be a tasty option, sadly it's not useful here. Then for the build we're going to switch focus energy out for the Riven, amalgam organ shatter for normal organ shatter, and Killing Blow for a 1 from the top Gladiator Might. Killing Blow would be better here, but the idea of umbraling this makes me shudder. Not to mention there's a distinct possibility this itself gets the good old fashioned nerf hammer, rendering that umbral kind of pointless and fairly wasted. Then as for a playstyle, it's fairly simple. Get enough combo to transform once, then start getting your finishes in whatever way you want. Either through non-heavy slams and then ground finishes, or one of the other options I mentioned earlier. Then just start doing your best bunny rabbit impression, heavy slamming to your heart's content, killing literally everything within a 20 meter radius. One thing I'm going to make a huge note of though is that the ground finishes are incredibly derpy. Sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. Some abilities also cancel the ground finish vulnerability state, like the arc coil on the Diriger. This makes enemies laying on the floor vulnerable to ground finisher. They instantly get up as soon as they get shocked, denying you the finisher, which actively hurts the combo. What's amazing about this honestly is it doesn't even need a buff frame. I've done the Elite Deep Archimedes with this on a non-buff frame and it has performed very well. A friend of mine soloed this week's with this and is Nidus, so it can perform even at the highest current level activities we have with no problem. But where this gets really silly is combining it with buff frames, Mirage for the 5 times slam, which is absolutely fine and balanced I swear. You've also got Chroma, you've got Sarin as you can see in the footage, throwing out casual millions of damage. Rhino with his unneutered roar, Kalervo, Varuna. There's a number of frames where you can really push this to do very silly things. This might be the silliest fun I've had in a very long time. Okay, it's not the most engaging gameplay as you can see in the background, however I've said this in many videos, efficiency isn't always fun, and while this is incredibly efficient, the gameplay itself isn't all that fun. Although personally, the fun I find in it, I do find myself giggling like a madman at all times from the damage numbers, or the times where I just remove the acolytes from the game with a single slam. That to me is a lot of fun, and that's where I find the fun in this build. So I hope you enjoyed my look at the Sancti Magistar heavy slam build. I wanted to get this video out ASAP this week because as of this video going up, both the Magistar and the Bronco Incarnon you compare it with are available in the Steel Path circuit. So it's a good time to grab those if you want to piece this build together. However, for now, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I shall see you in the next video.